Okay, good evening all. Welcome to RFL in Belgium. I believe it's round 6, if not round 7. I will check just in a moment. So, as we go into Belgium, sadly the stream could not be done last week, just with a few commitments, but I'll be back for a few weeks as much as I can, as I've just got so much stuff on. But let's just enjoy tonight. It is round 6. Yep, correct. I'm just gonna do this quickly as possible. Okay. Right then. Okay, right, that's all sorted. Fantastic. Right, let's get into it then. So, as I've just need to catch up on myself, I'll give a reminder to what the update is like. So, top 3 in the standings. So we've got Scott W with 110, who leads by Tom Gorian, who's 30 points behind, with Dan on 78. P4 Aiden with 60 points, and Vapid is on 44. The constructors then. So your top 3: Ferrari, who leads by Red Bull by about 45, and then it is the Alpine on 95. Okay, so we've got a few runners out, some going on the mediums. The Aston Martin Aiden, who's a quick lad. I've seen a few races with him. He's a very good racer. You know, hopefully he can pull a little bit closer to the top 2. You know, because it'd be great to have a lot of drivers in contention for the championship. As you can see, there's quite a few boys, quite a few lads going on the medium to start off with. The 2 Red Bulls out. There's a McLaren, Alfa Romeo, a Ferrari just pulled out now. So bear in mind, still, it's only a short quali. This is not a full quali like a Q1, 2, and 3. We'll have a 5-lap little sprint race to end it off. So I'm just going to see what the standings were. So who won? So Dan won, Aiden came P2, and then Scott W in P3. Angelissimo with the fastest lap, who got P5 by the looks of it. So anyway then, on to a flying lap with Aiden then around Belgium. On first man out, so it goes a little bit wide, wants to get as much speed into turn 1. So we've got to nail the braking zone, hit the apex quite well. Then as soon as you do that, there's a little snap there. You want to try and get on the throttle as quickly as you can, but as precisely. Going down the A Rouge then and Radion. Don't want to steer too much, don't have too much oversteer. Then Radion, try and hug that curb as much as you can. The DRS should be open, which it is. So end of sector 1 then, that will be a 30.4, which is decent on the mediums then. Into sector 2, so this is where you're going to need your downforce then. It's quite tricky through this little braking zone. You don't want to lock up as much, and then you'll be going down the hill to Pouon. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? So make sure you don't. Oh, and again a little snap there. So yeah, quite tricky. That's going to lose him a little bit of time there. And again, you can just see the back end just slowly, it's just tweaking out. If I could say that in the best way possible. So a 1:16.8 then. Where would you be looking? I don't know. On the mediums, yeah, I'm not quite sure. but we'll look anyway. So Aidan then coming to the end to the bus stop chicane then. Again, a little bit of a locker, but not too bad. Gets a very nice, gets the curbs on, straight on the throttle with a 1:45.3, and JD's been disqualified from the session for being the wrong way then. So I'm not too sure what's happened with JD then, how that happened. Commence then goes fastest with a 1:44.8. Dan, who was not far at all as well, so it's a Red Bull 1-2 up a moment with again a 1:44.8. Kent then with a 1:48. Yeah, 48.8. So he must have had a moment somewhere. Next across the line, who's it gonna be? Is that gonna be a Haas? Might be SLR Moley. No, it must be. Oh no. So who? There's a Mercedes out. But I think that's Kirby. Kirby's going on an out lap. An Alpine maybe? Potentially Tom Gorian through the second sector then. There's a right on board with him actually, his teammate actually. I think it's PWRF Evace, I want to say, but I think he's backed out of that. There's a JJ is, don't know if he's starting his flying lap. We'll go back on board with Tom then. So we'll see who comes across the line then. So Scott W, I forgot about him actually. He does he goes fastest with a 1:43.7, so I completely forgot about that. Tom Gorian then coming across with a 1:44 run, so a really good lap time on the mediums there. Red Bulls have just been McLaren of Kent. I think he's going on in lap, I want to say. One of the Haas isn't validated, so I think Moley's coming quite soon. Yep, so on board with SLR Moley. As we'll get a good representation of what he can do as he goes P6. And just in the 1:44 is a late 44 time there. Was JJ boxes, so doesn't like that at all. Maxwell then going to start another lap. He invalidated his lap. Kirby then, who is on a lap, who's going to go P4 with a 1:44.5, which puts him about roughly 8 tenths away from Scott, so not a bad lap there. So you got two medium runners then on mediums, two drivers on mediums, Tom and Jinx, who I forgot to mention again. Jinx with a very impressive lap time there. There's yellow flags, which is Jinx riding on board with him. So we've still got a few waiting to go out, waiting to get a lap time in. So I'm going to say Maxwell then on a proper lap then. So we've seen some new drivers come in as I've been away, just with a lot of stuff really. So it's been I've been gutted not to be here, but it's nice to be back. Hopefully a good race tonight. We're coming in then to sector 3. It does appear pull in this second sector. I don't know if that is correct, but we'll see. We'll see. As he on the front foot then, accelerating, 180 miles an hour. Oh, goes a little bit wide there, but he recovers that well. But Maxwell then, he goes P9 with a 1:48.1, puts him ahead of PWR Evace. I wanna pronounce it. If I'm saying that wrong, just let me know. As we've got a few boys now on and out lap who are mostly going on soft, so we'll see. So JJ's just left the session. I think he's had a connection issue. I'm just going to see if I can get him back, but I don't. It's not allow. Oh, there you go. It's not allowing me just yet. Just give me a moment. Invite a game. Right, okay. Let's get cracking then. So I think Fresh has just started his flying lap. I'm just going to have a look and see if anyone else is further ahead. So I do see a Red Bull actually, and I think it is done. No, it's not done. It must be about to commence out. Yeah, that's correct. There's a Ferrari. I'm going to say that's Angelismo who's on an out lap. The Alfa Romeo. Who is that? That is PRT. Who, yeah, is also on an out lap. So we'll stay on board then with Danny. He's on the soft then, I think so. He's transitioned from the mediums, I believe he did. So there's a bit of glitching actually. I don't know if Scott W is choosing whether to go on soft or mediums at the top of the screen there. So we'll find out hopefully soon anyway. Yellow flags then. So I'm not too sure what's happened there, if there's been a spin or anything or someone's letting go. Dan, who's 1 second and the 10th up on his lap time. He's looking like he's going for pole position here. On the accelerator then we go to the finish line. Aiden then does a 1:43.1. We'll see what Dan comes across with. So he goes P2 about 3 times behind Aiden with a 43.4. Next is Tom, who I don't know if he's on an out lap, but we'll go after that. There's a McLaren of Fresh who does a 47.3. Kent invalidates. The Haas of Maxwell is still going. Moley is on a lap. And we'll see if he's on an out lap or not, because I don't know. I keep on getting these glitches all the time. JJ coming through, Skull on an out lap. Papacoot in the pits. Checo on a out lap. PRT then, who, yeah, that can't be right. He's done the 1:21. I don't think that's correct. So I think he's at a moment. Maxwell is, I'm not too sure if he's on the lap or not. Commence then goes P3, just caught that then, with a 1:43.6 over. Puts Red Bull in a very good position. Next across is going to be, I think it's an Aston Martin. I think that's Checo. On an out lap, going to see if Dan is, he's going to go on an in lap. Just coming across now. Who will that be? There's yellow flags, sector 2. Doesn't seem, I don't know if that is Tom actually. I'm going to find out. Is that Tom? No, it's not Tom. He's on a lap, and that's going to put him, he's going to go P2. Who's just about 2 times shy from Aiden then. So good lap there from Tom. The Haas of Moley, who boxes this lap, so does the McLaren. PRT then, who's a 10th down. I don't know if he's on a proper lap. I think JJ's about to start his lap. So we'll try and get back to him when possible. Angelismo still in the pit, so no sign of him just yet. Waving Skull coming across the end of the lap now. A little lock up there who boxes. So Checo then, who's going to get a decent tow then. Oh, and he lifts, and yellow flags in sector 1, sector 2. Someone's going wide. I think that was a Williams, I want to say. So Checo then with a nice tow through the end then by the Alfa Romeos. Gonna have to get out of the way. I'm hoping he goes on the grass. He goes on the grass and he just got blocked there. He's just and that's just ruined Checo's lap time there through. I'm gonna say that was PRT, who's just absolutely, and PRT's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane, so it only takes a few seconds and he's gone. And that is just one big mistake that he's done, and that is just a bit crazy, if I could say. So that's both Alfa Romeos disqualified. And Babaku is now out with roughly 3 minutes to go. Kent, I'm going to say that's an outlap. Jinxpen, who is on an no, he was on a proper lap, so he's going to box again. So Kent then, I'm going to guess he is starting his lap. JJ has now joined, so he's managed to get back in. So I'm not too sure what happened there. So Kent then pretty much the only guy on a proper lap for the time being. A few people coming out on the outlaps. As Kirby has started his lap time now, I think. Oh no, it's just glitched out again. So the McLaren's soon alright actually. The last time I checked in on them. So I'm just going to have a look again. So McLaren with 44 points in the constructors. So we're doing so Fresh is in P10, Kent in P12. It's a good midfield team, to be fair, considering they seemed like not the fastest, but they had the consistency, which was fantastic. You know, so hats off to the boys and all from McLaren, because they're doing extremely well. But anyway, back on board with Kent then. Through Sector 2 we go. So this is quite important that you get it right. If you can nail Sector 2, you've got a good chance of a good position. Goes a little bit wide, doesn't quite hit the apex, but he's a second up, which is great. So London probably in the 147s. Maybe could try and get P10 maybe, but we'll have a look anyway. Through the braking zone we go, and I think Kent was starting his traction control off, which is fantastic here, and he does go P10 with a 147 dead. We've got a few coming across the line now. Angelissimo starting his lap. There's a Red Bull of Dan coming across, who's starting his flying lap. I think Commence is going to be starting his lap soon. Scott as well. I'm going to find out as quickly as possible. But Kirby was actually on a lap, who has invalidated. Next to come across, I'm going to say that is Maxwell. Maxwell, yeah, on a lap. And as qualifying is now complete then, so this is the final chance for the guys to get their lap times in, and Maxwell goes P10 ahead of the McLarens, and Kent has stopped, so he's not going to do another lap. And Fresh is spun in Sector 3, so he's had a little moment there. Kirby has retired from the session. I'm not too sure where he's gone. I think he's in the pits actually. We've done that. Yellow flags in Sector 2, that is for McLaren. So there's a bit of traffic. Fresh is about 2 seconds up. Oh, he's a little bit slow through the bus stop chicane. Oh yeah, that's right, he had a moment, didn't he? My bad. Angelissimo then with his only flying lap coming through the last, he's coming through the last sector now. There's a Haas of, I'm going to say that's Moley coming through, who's not far away at all. Only remains P10. JJ couldn't get a lap in. Checo on a lap. Angelissimo coming through the bus stop chicane. Plants his foot down, gets a straight line speed. Up he goes to only P8. PWR then in P9. He goes fastest with a 142. A 142. So Aiden has backed out. He's invalidated. Scott W then with a 143.1. Tom Gorian, who is improving, but not by much as he goes. Only P5 for him. Kent, I think, is, yeah, he's had the one with the moment. Aiden then, who has invalidated, so not the news that he wanted, but yeah, that's a real shame there. So, we wait for Checo to get in the pit lane, and then we can get going for the sprint. Oh god, that was a bit of a shock to the system. I'm going to just keep it with it, PWR then. That was I was not expecting that at all, so he's put in a heck of a lap there. The only person in for 142s as well. So just looking at yeah, Scott W's then may have a little bit of competition then for today. Aiden as well, who unfortunately invalidated. Dan then still in the mix. Tom Gorian in the top 5. Commence then P6, Vapid P7, Jinxon 8th, Angelismo 9th, and Kirby in 10th. This is yeah, it's quite spread out, to be fair, like in terms of the lap times and all. So like the top 7 within 5 temps, and then it just goes out a little bit. But yeah, very, very good, you know. Okay, the drivers have got 3 minutes. So do not ready up, and it looks grey, but it doesn't seem to be raining, which is great. And the drivers having a little bit of porpoising on the left-hand side before the race has even started. So yeah, bit weird there, like. Right, okay, so as we are getting closer, 2 minutes to go. As I would expect everyone to be on the softs anyway, unless... Oh, what's happened here? So a few on medium, some by the looks of it, Moley and Skull have used all their soft tyres in the quali session. The rest will be on the soft tyre, as expected. And then... no safety cars in this race. One minute to go. And we will begin underway shortly. Yep, the countdown is on. Okay then, so 5 red lights for the Belgium sprint, and away we go then. And it's a pretty good start for PWR then, side by side with Scott. Looking behind, seems to be fairly okay. Scott goes a little bit wide. Let's Dan try to have a little go. There's a little spin. That was JJ who had a little spin. So Scott W then still on the back of PWR, going through A Rouge, and JD's been disqualified. It's been really harsh this game. So PWR then trying to get a good lead, but Scott still hanging on. A slipstream then through Aiden. Aiden still in this four-way battle. Into sector 1 we go. Oh, and it nearly has a clip down. So looking down the grid then, everyone seems to be fine. But not the start that JD wanted. Another Alfa Romeo disqualified for the second session of the day. But a good start then from PWR in the Alpine. Scott W in P2, Dan in P3, Aiden in P4, Tom Gorian in P5. Vapid Q in P6, Commence P7, Jinx in 8th, Angelissimo 9th, and Kirby in 10th. So the gap, and there's a little battle between the Alpha, the Red Bull and the Aston Martin there. Before Aiden was going to try and make a move. Excuse me. Through the windy sections of Belgium, but PWR keep holding the lead then from Scott W. Yellow flags in sector 3, and Fresh is retired. Fresh is retired. And he spun through by Luxford. I think he was going to get on the throttle, and he's just spun it. But yeah, really unfortunate for the McLaren driver then, and yeah, that's not the start that McLaren wanted. And Scott W late on the brakes there, trying to keep on hold with PWR then, and Bishop down with a good start up to P3. But it's nothing much. Angelissimo trying to get with ahead of the Red Bull. Scott gets a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and Angelissimo trying to make a move, and Scott W then, who I thought was going to get a move done there, just hasn't quite yet. But this is going to be a really good fight, as a battle for the Haas boys, who makes the position changes, P11 and P12 then. So team orders going on there, but as that gap is so compact and all, so just temps in, and Scott goes a little bit wide. Commence trying to get a hold of Jinx. I think he has, so I think Jinx has let go of that position. As Scott W trying to keep on tabs with PWR on the straight we go then. Well, it's not really a straight, but it's a one you can go flat out on. So DRS will be enabled at the end of the second lap then. And he's gaining. Is he going to think about it? No, he doesn't. It's probably the smartest one, as looking behind then, you can just see a train of cars forming behind PWR as Dan takes his fastest lap of the race. As Scott thinks about the move again, but doesn't do it. And you can see a load of cars, so Commence then needs to try and get into that DRS, but otherwise he may be in a little bit of trouble, and he does just about, I'm going to say. We'll go back on board then with Scott then, who has got the DRS. He is going for it. He is gaining. PWR hugging the inside. Is he going to make the move? No, he doesn't. Is he going to do a switchback? But he just can't quite. JJ then with a 2-second time penalty. The yellow flags. It is, I'm going to say JJ, yeah, who's had a moment. So PWR are still in the lead. Lap 3, 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix, in this little sprint race. Aiden then trying to keep on tabs with the top 3. Tom Gorian still in the fight. So Vapid Q 7 tenths away, make that still 7. Commence then trying to catch up to the pack. Jinx as well in there. Angelissimo, not a good quality for him in P9. As you can see the back markers just slowly fading away out of that 1 second, but by the looks of it, PWR has made quite a good gap there, a decent one for now, as Skull gets a time penalty again. As we got the DRS then for Scott W. Dan also in there. As is he going to go for the move? Scott W goes for the move down the inside, but he goes deep. And that's going to allow Dan to go side by side then with a Ferrari. So side by side to A Rouge. Who's going to back out of this move? Oh, it's still side by side, but oh, and Scott W is out. Scott W is crashed. He's hit the wall. Oh, and that was disastrous me. Oh my goodness me. So a massive shunt for the Ferrari, who's going to start in P17 by the looks of it. So Aiden has gotten ahead as well after that moment, as Kirby gets a time penalty for the track limits warnings. God almighty, oh my goodness me. Angelismo now picking up another time penalty. Oh goodness me. Whoa, that was scary. Hopefully Scott will be alright. But just gonna see now, so top 7 still in contention of good points and all for the sprint and all. Goodness. That looks scary as well. As PWR breaking that 1 second gap to avoid DRS then. Just about though, just about. I think he's done it. I'm gonna see, yeah, he's done it. So fastest lap goes to Aiden with a 1:44.8. Van Dan in P3, Tom Gorey in P4, Vapid in P5, Commence in P6. But yeah, that was I was hoping to see some good battles, you know, just unfortunate of the spin for Scott there, but he's going to need a good recovery drive now to get good points, you know, as the championship leader starting in P17. That's not ideal. But PWR still leading the race then. Absolutely, yeah. I know it's a 5-lapper, but you know, to be under pressure from that and to keep the composure as well. To see Scott go in for it, and then he just thought, "You're right, you go that way, I'll go this way." He takes the and he just had a little moment there before I was going to curse him, but he's corrected it really well there. And on the final straight then we go. So Aiden trying to catch up with PWR as well as Dan, but yeah, it's looking like a base, I'm gonna say, through the bus stop chicane we go, who is gonna take the win of the sprint race. Aiden in P2 with the fastest lap, Dan in P3, Tom Gorey in P4, Vapid in P5, Commence in P6, Jinx Coast P7, Angelismo in P8, Kirby in P9, Moley will take P10, Maxwell in P11, Chaco in P12, Kent coming across the line in P13, JJ then, who'll be next to come across in P14, yeah. So just got a few cars waiting. Oh, and JJ's had a spin. There's PRT then coming across. And he will come P15. And then Skull, who has had a few penalties, We'll start P16. Okay, right. And Ada will get driver of the day then in the sprint race. So looking, a possible preview for this as well could be, you know, a few safety cars could occur, maybe a few VSCs that could happen too. You know, after some collisions, and I think the drivers just got to be careful of getting disqualified. You know, try and make sure they don't stop for a long time. But yeah, that's the order then with PWM P1 front where will be Aiden and him. P3 to Dan, P4 for Tom. Vapid in P5 with commence P6. Jinx will start P7. Angelismo P8. Kirby in P9. Moley in P10. So that's the top 10, and then you got Maxwell, Checo, Ken, JJ, PRT, Wave and Skull, Scott W, So Fresh, and JD finishing the order. So, as we'll wait for apologies, as we'll wait for the lobby to be redone then. As just looking in the chat, I don't know if Scott did have a collision with Dan, but it didn't seem like it though. But I may not have had the camera angle for it, and they may have touched before, you know, before I saw it, and we'll see, because Scott isn't happy with something, but we'll see after anyway. We shall see. So, JJ needs a thingamadoo. As to anyone joining us, welcome along to RFL. We're in round 6 at Belgium. As we've just had the 5-lapper race, the big story I would say, Scott W with a DNF, who will start near the back of the grid pretty much with a massive mountain to climb for the Belgian Grand Prix. PWR taking the victory of the sprint race. So 22 laps then around here. Usually the most common one would be a one-stopper, the medium to hard. But I think you could do a soft to hard, but obviously those hard tyres at the end would be a little bit weary compared if you went mediums. But safety cars can throw it in there as well, can affect the races, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens anyway. as we wait for the grid then to get set up. So looking at the the Saudi quali then, so Verstappen was out in Q2, and he will start P15. I want to say, yeah, after having a issue with I think I forgot what it was, but a shaft I think it was. So the reliability issues coming again for Red Bull, and it's not good news really. You know, they got a good car, and I'll be honest, I'm not a Red Bull fan at all, but I admire the quality of Max Verstappen, who is a fantastic driver. But yeah, I'd like to see, you know, other constructors fighting for wins. You know, like Aston Martin have done, you know, very good, but Sergio Perez on pole. You know, I'd like to see Ferrari back in there as well as Mercedes. You know, I think it'd be fantastic to have those teams, you know, in for a chance at, you know, championships. So, but we'll see tomorrow then. Starting at 5 o'clock, and I'll be coming. I'll be finishing work and then straight onto the TV watching it, which will be great. So someone's just left again. Yeah, Alex, I think it seems like a Thanos guy. That guy is just a machine, and I think unless he has another issue with his car, I can't see him not winning. You know, I think he could just do like he did in Belgium last season and just absolutely run wild. But again, you know, Saudi a very hard track really. You know, if you crash, there's a guaranteed chance of a safety car, and you know it could play into anyone's hands then at the end of the day. But I just don't. Yeah, I think the Red Bulls have just been ever since that championship win in 2021. It reminds me back when Vettel won it, and you know when Vettel won his first, they went on such a an amazing run of like 4 years of dominance and all. And it seems like history's just it just seems like history's repeating itself. You know, like Red Bull dominance again. And I can't see it. You know, unless F1 make or FAA make new regulations to try and make the teams closer together, then yeah, fantastic. But Hamilton winning, it'll be hard, really. I think with the design they've went for, the zero side pod design, I think it's just a, I don't think it was the best of ideas. I think what they should have done is just done something like that, but you know, they've had so much potential to try and get the car going, but Toto has said, you know, 6, 7 races will be a different car, which, you know, we would like to see going going into this season because you know, like whether you like them or not, Mercedes and all, you can't fault the technology or the design of cars have been phenomenal over the past seasons. Like it was the what do you call it? It was back in 2020 and it DAS it was called DAS. the dual axis steering. That was just a piece of technology that was amazing through Mercedes. I think it was good. I think it was very good. Alonso, I think he could win. I think Alonso could have a chance at at a win if he can get a good start. Yeah, Alex, it's like I think the trouble with Mercedes, I think they wanted to try something different, and I think it wanted to catch people off guard. But I think what is affected is like the aero system. So I think that's why they've had they had the porpoising issues, like severely more than the rest of the other teams. But as they've gotten it down, which is very good, they're still not quite up to speed with Red Bull, for instance, or even Ferrari. Like, let's just say. Um, but anyway, enough of that. Go into the race then for Belgium for RFL, as we will not be starting until 6 minutes to 9. I don't know whether to get a drink or not. Oh, good luck today, Alex. So, you know, fingers crossed you do well. Right, if you excuse me, I'll just go for a little break. I will be back in a few minutes. Right, okay, I have returned. So, I do expect the green light to go. Yeah, so we'll see what the lads are on. As the formation lap will get underway then. As so the grid will be PWR in P1, Aiden will be in P2, Dan in P3, Tom Gory in P4, Vapid in P5, Commence in P6, Jinx in P7, Angelis in P8, TM Kirby P9, Molly in P10, Maxwell in P11, Chaco in P12, Kent in P13, JJ in P14, PRT 15th, Wave and Skull 16th, Scott W in 17th, and So Fresh in 18th. So, you may have seen the race director. So, the top 9 will be on the hard tyres. Moley and Maxwell will be on the softs. Chaco will be on the mediums. Kent on softs. JJ and PRT, Wave and Skull on mediums. Scott W on the hards. And Fresh on the mediums. So, a little bit mixed out. I'm a bit surprised some are going on the softs actually, but it could be a good strategy to try and go then onto the hard tyres, get an undercut and try and get ahead of the driver ahead of you. But PWR has gone a long way up the track. And he wants to be careful, he doesn't want to go too far to have cold tyres at the start of the race. So we'll go and see what everyone does near the start. Hopefully, you know, get a clean turn 1. As PWR then comes to his grid box then, Aiden following behind with Dan and Tom, who's just taken a while to get to his grid box. Vapid going a little bit ahead, but yeah, nicely parked between the top 3. Tom, very well done, as well as Vapid. So we'll just go back on board. PRT is disqualified, couldn't get his grid slot, so is JJ. And we should be good to go then. So 5 red lights then. So can PWR make it a back-to-back wins? And it's lights out and away we go then. So a steady start then for the top 3. Aiden gets a good start as well as Virtue Dan going down the inside then, and it's a free collision as PWR gets squeezed out then into turn 1. PRT then a little bit behind with Kent going through a rouge then. Does Dan lead in with Aiden following close behind. Oh, right in the gearboxes, Aiden then with Dan. So into we go then. So it's a three-way battle for the lead then, as we go side by side with them, and Dan holds positions then as Scott W is up about 7 positions around. Oh, and Scott retires. So, oh, he's at a moment. Oh, the championship leader with something's happened. So there must have been an incident, as it's only a virtual safety car. Only a virtual safety car for the time being. As I was just saying how well he's done to get up the order. he crashes out. So that was not what Scott needed, and this has left a massive opportunity for for the top drivers in the championship to get to close that gap now. As so good start span through some. So Dan up 2, Vapid's up 1, JJ up 5, which is a really good start. Fresh is up 4, Skull up 3. So yeah, some good start span for some of the drivers. So we should be getting underway soon, I'm gonna say, because yeah, green flags Ben, and no one with penalties, which is great to see. So lap 1 Ben at the end. Dan in the lead, Aiden in P2, PWR Ben in P3, gonna have to try and claw something back. Tom Vapid Q in P4, Tom Gorian in P5, Jinx closely behind in P6. Commence as a little battle between the Williams and the Haas Ben for P8. But looking back at the top Ben, still a three-way battle for the lead as Kirby, and Kirby's gone. Kirby's must have spun out a Rouge Ben, yeah, and must have just spun out without bringing a safety car. As Moley is just pitting, so he must have had some wind damage there. No safety car Ben, so the incident has been cleared. Dan will get us underway, and Aiden's had a spin. Aiden's just spun it, and that's going to cost him dearly. Into P7 he goes, P8, make that maybe P9, as Maxwell is trying to fight this one. I can't see him, but yeah, Maxwell into P8 then, as that has cost and it's still a three-way battle, and I think Tom Gorian trying to get in the fight of this. Jinx is up into P4, Vapid Q is up in P3, which is really good, and Commence has had a moment. He's had a spin as he kept his wind going. Yes, he has, as he's dropping down the order, dropping like flies, and that is not a crazy first 2 laps Ben, as Dan has got a 2.5 second lead, which is very good, and there's a battle between P3 and P4. Jinx is really going for it today, as Tom Gorian getting into that fight. Aiden is boxing, so he's must have had wind damage there, as Jinx is up into P3. Tom Gorian trying to go around the outside of Vapid Coop Ben, but we with JJ, who's not far away at all from the fight, as we look ahead. So Vapid Ben, who's in DRS just about, slowly just trying to get ahead of JJ. You gotta look out for JJ Ben, coming, steaming through on Tom Gorian, going down the inside. Has he got enough space? Yes, he has. Tom's left him enough space, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel banding. Oh, and he nearly spun it, but it's enough respect from the 2 drivers, so hats off to them for keeping it as clean as possible. Kent Ben ahead of PRT, Checo Ben 3 tenths behind Maxwell Ben, Aiden Ben coming out on the mediums, who I'm gonna guess he's had a wing change Ben, but looking at the top Ben, so the field is spreading out quite a bit now, as PWR has clawed that time back about roughly 7 tenths, I want to say. Tom Gorian Ben, Angelismo up into P7 as well, but you can, everyone's just starting to fade away. Jinx Ben, Jinx is on a roll on these hard tyres. This is a very good start from Jinx, who's up 4 positions already in the space of 3 laps, so he's doing very well, as there's a little battle actually between Commence and Kent, where Commence gets ahead very well. Checo on the back of Maxwell, but I'm going to go on board with Angelismo Ben, who's he's a good driver. He's a very good driver, and I'm surprised to see how far back he is, because I think he's got the quality to win the races if he can put more effort in. So we go on board then with Angelismo. He's got the DRS. And he's going to gain on Tom Gorian, and I think Tom's got I think Tom has got more of the aero than he has for straight line speed. And you can see, I think Tom is, you can see how slow Tom is, and Tom moves under braking there, but it forces himself wide, and Angelismo just takes the place like that. And says thank you very much. I'll be going straight through that, as PWR now has gotten back that time from 2.5 seconds down. He's got it down to 7/10. Normal Jinx fan as well is following pursuit. Vapid Q 2.5 seconds away. But Angelismo is within that second now of JJ. Tom Gorian is well behind. Checo 2 seconds away. It's not much. Waving Skull with a battle with PRT. This is for P13 as well. As I could expect Aiden and a little bit wider. Oh, they go both wide. Skull and PRT go both wide, and that's going to really cost them a bit of time. Jinx then with the fastest lap of the race. So I'm going to go back on board with Jinx. Tom Gorian pit. So is this a strategic change or is this a front wing change? So sector 3 yellow flags. Don't know what's happened there, but it is a front wing change for Tom. And that's going to cost him a lot of time. Onto the mediums he goes, so possibly another stop for him. As Aiden takes the fastest lap of the race. But luck of the top 3 have just gone, like the top 3 are like out of here. As PRT also in for a pit stop as well. As Aiden has closed that gap down to Skull, who just got a time penalty, and we're going to go on board with him. And he's in the DRS, flying past by ahead, miles behind from the braking zone into P12 he goes. Next for him is Kenta, who nearly has a little moment there. So sector 1, that is PRT I want to say, which should be okay. Yep, so anyway, back on board then with the leaders. As PWR still, well, he's got back into P2. He wants that P1 back. Jinx as well in for a fight. But we'll see what the straight line speed is with the top drivers. Checo then with a time penalty, and so does JJ. And a little snap there from BWR. That's going to cost him a bit of time, as you can see. Yeah, that's cost him dearly. Not what you wanted. And Jinx is just going to try and take advantage of this then. A little lock up then into turn 1, but gets away with it. As Maxwell is now in the pit, so he's on the soft, so hasn't really. He's done some benefits, but I think he could go on the hards, get to the end of the race on the hard tyres. But we'll go back on board then with the leading group, which nothing seems to be happening right now. Just put the tyre details up as well, actually. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So yeah, Vapid's dropping quite a lot, and JJ's just right on the back of him. Bear in mind they're on different strategies, but it's not really helping Vapid at all, because the top 3 are just going away now, and I think he just needs to try and get a move on if he can, unless he's preserving tyres to try and push for the end of his stint. But what he may do, but Aiden, who is nearly within a second now of Kent, Tom Gorian having a front wing change into P12 he goes. Commence is nearly on the back of Fresh. As we'll go on board with the Red Bull driver then. As with a little battle coming to the start of sector 3 now. Get a nice pod view from the Red Bull on the McLaren. You can see the speed he's going. He's gaining so much. Look at that power going round the outside. Goes to the Red Bull, and he sticks it round the outside. Very clean there for Commence. So a very good effort for Commence. Angelismo trying to get on the back of JJ. Jinx and PWR still trying to keep it with Dan, who, by the looks of it, Dan has just got for straight line speed. He's doing very, very well here, but he's just, PWR is just not quite close enough. He's used all of his ERS as well. So was normal Jinx. As Kent goes in for a stop. Tom Gorian then with the fastest lap of a 1:47.2. Angelismo getting closer to JJ, but yeah, JJ's had a good race actually. Good few seven laps. You know, up into P5, 10 points if it maintains like this. Kent then on the mediums. So he was one of the soft runners, to be fair. But Jinx has fallen away from the DRS and has only left PWR now within the DRS of the top. As you can see, that field spread again is gone, as Fresh is trying to get in there. But there's yeah, nothing really much going ahead. Just looking at the lap times, but all the times is and someone's had a moment, and it's Vapid. Vapid's had a moment, and he spun it at the start of sector 3, and that is not what you needed. He was sitting quite comfortably in P4, as he's got Checo now. He's going to have Checo on the back of him going into this battle. Is Checo going to think about a move? I don't think he's going to think about it. No, he will back out, do the safety option, but nothing as of yet. So Angelismo now up into P5, JJ into P4 as well. Will Angelismo get the DRS? It's going to be tight, but I don't think he's going to get it. No, he's not. No, he's not. As PWR still struggling against Dan. Dan just with our straight line speed. Tom Gorian with another fastest lap. As we go into lap 8 then of this Grand Prix, and yeah, you can just look at the map and all, and just, yeah, you can see how much is spread it out. But what would be nice, well, I don't mean it with the absolute disrespect of the drivers, because they are doing the best they can, but a safety car would just make things spiced up and all. In this, as much as I do not want any of the drivers to crash out, with all due respect to it, I think a safety car would be great. And there's yellow flags into sector 2, and that's commenced on Red Bull. So after getting past Fresh a lap ago, all that hard work has just gone down into P9, and Aiden gets a time penalty for the track limits, as Angelismo right on the back of JJ now, who's one of the closest around. As you will get the DRS. But go on board then with Angelismo, and he is well close than what PWR and Dan are. So goes to the outside, does Angelismo. JJ going to try and fight it. Oh, gone on the wrong button. JJ trying to fight it, goes round the outside now. He's going to have that inside line, and he keeps it really well, defends it, but he cost it with a penalty. Angelismo then going down the inside, and he's going to get the move done into P4. Is he going to try and fight it? Is JJ? No, he doesn't. So good move there from Angelismo. JJ with a time penalty, which is not what he needed. But PWR has actually closed that gap really well. He's down to 6 tenths now. Yeah, roughly 6 tenths, 7 tenths. So it is getting there slowly but surely, but nothing really there. As Aiden and Commence will have a little battle with Fresh actually. for P8. So Aiden on mediums, commence on hards. Fresh is on mediums, so he started on the mediums. Is there someone left? I'm not too sure. So I didn't see PRT DNF. I don't know if he retired it in the pits. So, and commence having a little moment there with So Fresh as I got trying to find out what happened. Aiden has just taken PA2 in the space of 1. So apologies for that, as JJ now into the pits. Is this a strategic change? I want to say yes, he is out on the hard tyres. So Fresh then and Commence, who will try and get out for P9. Yes, he does. So Tom Gorian, who was just about to get into this battle, was... yeah, he's very close to it, and he's going to get the DRS now. Try and get P10 here. I can't quite see what's going on. Commence then up into P8 then. So he's got that back, and JJ keeps P10 then on those new tyres. But I think Tom Gorian's having a little battle with JJ, and I think JJ's just kept that position. Tom's going to go in on the inside if he can. Oh, and he spun it. Oh, and he spun JJ, but JJ's managed to keep it on the track, but I think Tom got a little bit too eager, if I just say in my opinions, but we'll see if that'll be clipped to the stewards. As can't promise anything in this, so looking at the top 2 again, Dan and PWR, still nothing has changed. As lap 10 then we go, and I think the best option for PWR is to try and undercut before Dan does, but it's just trying to find the best time. Where could they go? So I would reckon potentially P5 by the looks of it, as Jinx gets a time penalty, which is quite crucial, but he's only he's nearly 10 seconds away from Angelissimo. 2 people pitting then, So Fresh and Checo then onto the hard tyre goes. Checo and out he goes. Smooth as you like. But PWR is trying to keep on hold with Dan then, who's within 4 tenths of him, but I just don't think he's got the straight line speed by the looks of it. As Fresh pits then, Maxwell down at P12, Tom Gorian then having another battle with JJ, still trying to fight JJ, trying to get P8, but he just can't. JJ going a little bit wide there. Tom Gorian just trying to pick out the perfect moment for it. But yeah, still he'll have to do another lap behind, which is going to cost him crucially. Aiden then in his own world, P6, 10 seconds away from Vapid, who's recovered quite well to get back to P5. Angelissimo cutting that time down. Jinx is there. PWR still behind, but he's only 4 tenths now, which is quite good, and he saved a bit of VRS as well, but Dan gets a very good exit. But I think PWR is going to fight this, and he's much closer than he has been. He's been just a bit short, but I don't... We'll see if he is going to go for it, and he is gaining, he is going for it, he's going for it, and Dan going to the outside. Is he going to go for the move? No, he does not, but he's much closer this time, only 2 tenths. Make that a 10th now. Oh, and Dan nearly has a moment there, so that's going to allow PWR to try and go round the outside of the second sector. And as he got the move done, it's still side by side through the 2. And I think Dan's going to have to back out, but he's still going side by side. And I think if the move is done. And yeah, as you can see, that is PWR's mission to get P1 back as Tom Gorian has pitted again. So I don't know if he's had a bit of contact with JJ, who just got another time penalty for that. So we'll see what Dan does. We'll see what the straight line speed then is with the Red Bull driver, and you can see through the interval how he's gained nearly a tenth, so he's definitely got the straight line speed advantage then. As they both pit. Well, this can be interesting. So they both pit, so you want to try and get as close as you can, but so the top three, I'll say. Does Angelismo pit? No, he doesn't. So Angelismo going to take the lead then of the Belgian Grand Prix. Dan on the mediums, PWR. I just lost him for a minute. Gets ahead of Dan, so cold tyres then for those lot. Aiden pits as well. Commence, who is going to come up then up into P5. We'll go on board then with net P1, P2 then. As Dan going to try his best and get and there's loads of weaving there. That is, yeah, I don't think that's right. Yeah, that's a lot of weaving from PWR. Personally, I would not accept that. That is, that's unfair. You should stick to one side. But that's up to the stewards to decide on that. But that's poor sportsmanship, like, for me. Not good standards. Maxwell then on fresh then. This is for the final points position in P10. He's going to get DRS then by the looks of it, which he does. Going to use some of his ERS as well, as fresh then defending with all his might. Is the Haas going to go for it? He does not. Tom Gorian in P12 then behind P11 and P10. Fresh goes a little bit wide there, but keeps the position, and Tom really needs to try and get ahead of the two, and he's going to go wheel to wheel through Puon, but it's not the smartest of moves, but it's going to force the Haas out, and he's going to take P11. Just one simple trick will do, as Angelismo pits now on the medium tyres, and he's going to be going, which yeah, is a little glitch, which does that very nice, as back on board then with Dan, who's within a nearly just under 2 tenths then. So PWR is going to look like he's going to be a sitting duck then by the looks of it. DRS well open, as you can see, look at the speed of that Red Bull. As PWR brakes later, good defending there from the Alpine driver, just to keep his nose ahead of that. Angelismo goes into P4 then. So he's 9.5. Oh, I was going to go up because he's on colder tyres. So let's say roughly 10 seconds then. He's got about, excuse me, say about 9 laps to go, I think. So to try and gain roughly, it seems unlikely really, but I think he could get a good P4 finish from that. But yeah, the top two, this is going to be an interesting battle now for the top, and we'll see if Dan can get back into P1 Skull with another time penalty for the track limits, as it commences actually gained quite a bit on Angelismo. I think Angelismo's tyres is just about warmed up now. JJ not far behind, who's on fresher tyres as well, could get P5 here. PWR then with the fastest lap of the race, and to expect Dan not to be too far behind, who gets a purple third sector. There's a good exit there from PWR, who is a little bit further away than the last lap, but think with the DRS is going to pull him a little bit closer, and I think PWR's used a bit of his DRS there. So we'll see where this plays out, but one tiny mistake, that is what it can do, as JJ then right on it with commands, goes up into P5 then as smooth as you like. So Vapid then going to try and make back his positions. Kent makes another pit stop. Checo on the back of his teammate Aiden for P8. As JJ could get a good finish here in the Williams. So we look with Dan, who's gone out, well, was out, shaking all about with DRS. So I think with his straight line speed, I think he'll just about get back into it. But Dan, PWR, sorry, using his ERS to his goods. As it commence having another battle with JJ, so I don't know if JJ's had a little mistake there. Commence back into it. But yeah, there's not much battles going on. There's only the top two, P5 and P6, as JJ gets a really good exit on the start-finish straight. Rapid Coot trying to join the frame, hopefully in a few laps time. Goes around the outside, does JJ, but Command's going to have that inside line. Fresh gets a time penalty. Yellow flags, which is, I'm going to say Skull, who's had a moment. Kent's going to get ahead, which he does. As lucky, you can see JJ's is just well behind Command, and he's going to fly past by the Red Bull. So we'll go back on board then. Dan still not ahead. But yeah, there's not much action at the moment. Vapid is slowly joining Commence and JJ then. But Jinx has just fallen away from the top two. Angelismo in the wheel of the zone. JJ then, I think he's going to try 4.2 is the gap between him and Angelismo. Commence still on the back of JJ. Vapid Coot now in the freeway battle for P5. As a penalty could make the biggest of changes to winning this race then, but PWR is still holding on very, very well then. Dan is just wanting to make a mistake for PWR, but he's just miles away, and he is gaining, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Commence then pits for new mediums, and it's going to repeat like this unless Dan can get as close as possible to PWR, and Commence then out into P9. Vapid Coot, as someone's had a moment, and Skull's had a moment. He's crashed out. Is it going to be a safety car? It's a full course safety car, and this has just changed the game. So, what does Dan pit? Does PWR pit? Angelisimo, you know, he could as well. I mean, Jinx could happily, I think he could get out and stay P3 possibly. But yeah, this is completely changed the game now, as Kent has pitted. Yep, Sambo, got your word. Just excuse me 1 minute. I'll try and change it. Oh no, it's has it come back? Yeah, I think it has come back. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'll just see if I can make a. I'll just see if that works. So yeah, just let me know if that is better. Yeah, all good. Sando. So top four are pitting. They're all going on soft tyres. By the looks of it, everyone's going to pit. Aiden is going in, yeah, that's correct. Checo. JJ is also pitting, yeah, that's right. Yeah, by the looks of it, everyone is just commenced Ben after pitting, who didn't have to. I don't think he had to. Just boxed. Yeah, thank you, Sando. Crash stays out, so that's a bit weird, but it's going to be a risk for him. Moley then is going to likely box, yeah he does. So the people on the pens then, yeah, it's going to be a bit of trouble for them, as you know, I wonder when we'll go, lap 20 I reckon. So everyone, oh excuse me. Yeah, so fresh Sven is on the hard tyres, everyone else on the soft, so that's a massive gamble. A massive gamble there for the Papaya driver. So we still got a few to catch up, so I think Fresh, Checo, Lorenz, Tom Gorian, we've got Moley, Maxwell and Kent still to catch up, so I don't know if I don't think anyone's been lapped yet. No, so everyone is on the correct, on the same lap. So I think we are going to go through another lap behind the safety car. As we do. Most of them will catch up, just the two Haas's and the McLaren, and then I think we'll get going then. On lap 20. So the issue is then for Fresh is on the hard tyres it's going to take longer for his tyres to warm up, as you say, Sambo. The only hope really for him is that the soft runners is the tyre deg has gone up, but I don't think it's going to affect them as such, really. Or I think he's going to have to pray for an incident which goes to his side, but obviously you want to keep it as clean as possible. it should be enough the end of this now, as the safety car is in this lap. So PWR will be the de facto safety car in this. So Dan and Jinx are behind. Angelismo has got a chance now of trying to throw a spanner in the works. Vapid Cook can get redemption. We'll see what Tom Gorian can do as well in P11. Aiden as well, but he's on a penalty just to make you all aware. So what will PWR do? So the safety car is in the pit lane now, so he can go, and we are underway. As it does catch some of them out, so Dan is still keeping with him, and we are back underway then in Belgium. Dan will take us over. No DRS then for the rest of, I'm going to say the rest of the race, and you can see JJ and Angelismo having a little battle. McLaren going wide there through that section, as you can see JJ and Angelismo having a nice battle there. So is Aiden and Vapid, but we'll stay on board then with Angelismo and JJ having that inside leg. Going into P4 he goes, and he takes it very well, as Jinx then trying to battle with Dan, who can't make the move. Aiden passed with Vapid Coot as yellow flags. That was when something's happened. I think it's commence and so fresh about incident there. Aiden then trying to join the battle with Angelismo, JJ, and Angelismo having the inside line to 2-1, and they don't back out. None of them back out, and Aiden's just going to plug that inside line to try and take P5, but he can still. Angelismo behind JJ still. Oh, and it's just so close. Yellow flags in second 2. I think that's commence again. JJ goes wide through the exit here. Angelismo takes the inside lane. Aiden on the inside lane takes P6. Is that P5? Sorry. P5, and Vapid Coop in P6 then. Oh my goodness me. This is a hack of a battle for just P4 and all. Aiden then still trying to get past JJ, still in P5 then. PWR has made a getaway. Sector 2 commence has gone again. And this is just, oh my god, this is unreal. Like, yellow flags in sector 3. Is that a McLaren? I want to say might be so. But yeah, this is the battle. As JJ now needs to try and use as much as our straight line speed as he can. Maxwell gets a time penalty for the track limits. Aiden Ben in P5, Vapid Coot in P6. Angelismo trying to make a move on Vapid Coot for P6. Just can't quite get the move done. Oh, and JJ's left the session. Oh, this is horrible news. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I'll try and get him back in as soon as I can. Oh, that is awful news. That is awful. Oh, that is so bad for JJ. Oh, I feel horrible. I feel so bad for the lad. As Commence has retired from the session in the pit lane, Angelismo trying to get that P5 from Vapid Coot. Dan is trying to get P1 again. He's trying to close up pack down, and you see just JJ falling down the pack. Oh, that's horrible news. Jinx is still trying to fight Dan. Dan within under a second now, but I don't think it's going to be enough though. Aiden into P4. Oh, DRS has been enabled. DRS has been enabled then. So that's completely caught me off guard then. We will get one DRS then, but I don't think it's going to be enough. CPWR has got enough DRS. Dan with a little bit less. But look how close Dan is. So this is going to be really interesting. So here we go then. This is for the lead. Oh, and they're going to go side by side. Who's going to break the latest PWR is? And he's going to hold it. He's held it very, very well. He survives. Great defending there from PWR to keep the lead. Angelismo stuck behind Rapid. Tom Gorian in P7. Checo with a penalty. Oh, goodness me. Oh, my goodness. Some good racing, some good racing there from some of the boys and all, but yeah, as PWR then, he got the pole position, he got the sprint, he had a little bit of a bad start of the race, but by the looks of it, he is going to hold on to take the win in Belgium after a hefty battle with Dan. And I must give applauded to Dan, he did so well, but it's just not quite enough of a win as PWR takes the win in Belgium with Dan coming along in P2, Jinx in P3 who's had a spin, Aiden goes down to P7 after penalties, Rapid will take P4, Angelismo P5, Tom Gorian P6, Molly will take P8 with Checo in P9 after penalties, Maxwell will take the final points position, Kent and Fresh will take P11 and P12. JJ, who unfortunately disconnected, will be in P13. Oh, that is such a shame. That is such a shame. As driver day Angelismo, according to the F1 game, as that is the final standings, unless penalties come along the way. Driver of the day. For me, that's a tough one. I would have to give it to Jinx. I think Jinx had a very good start. He kept it clean as well. He did really well to get ahead of the pack. He was patient, and he got his reward at the end of the day as well. And he got P3, which is a really good result for him. So yeah, my driver of the day will go to Jinx then. So I'm gonna have to go because I've got work tomorrow. But next week I will be back for sure. And we will be next at Portugal next week, so tune in for that, and I hope everyone has a good night and see you next Saturday.